We go live. I'm Nabila Jamal giving you a roundup of today's news. Let me quickly take you through the Ambani bomb scare case. We're looking at a big twist with Sachin Vaze, Maharashtra's encounter specialist, now in the dock. The NIA has arrested him and will keep him in custody until the 25th of March. And Maharashtra government cries foul, saying that the NIA is now trying to, supersede the Maharashtra government, and it's an insult to the Maharashtra police because they could have done the job, but instead the BJP is using central agencies to insult the Mumbai police and the Maharashtra police there. Now, nonetheless, we're looking at some serious allegations against the Maharashtra police. The encounter specialist Sachin Vaze, who allegedly somehow is involved in this case as per the NIA. Here, the NIA claims that Sachin Vaze may have been involved in this bomb scare where a car laden with explosives was placed right outside Mukesh Ambani's residence in Mumbai, the Antilia residence. Now, what they claim, what the NIA believes here, is that there was an Innova car which the accused who placed that Scorpio car there used to flee from the spot. That Innova car was a car that was spotted coming out of the Mumbai police station where Vaze was at that point of time. He was present at that point of time at that station. That car, the Innova car, left from that station and then it was in another CCTV footage, it was shown or seen this accused who placed that Scorpio car there outside Ambani's house actually jumped into that Innova car and fled from the spot. Now, how is Sachin Vaze related to this case? Was he there around Antilia at that time when that Innova car passed or fled from that spot with the accused? What exactly was that Innova car doing at that police station where Sachin Vaze was present? Here is the NIA, who's now in possession of that Innova car. They're trying to investigate every matter into this case. And of course, it seems to be getting a lot more murkier politically. Several political backlash, or rather slugfest, has now resulted owing to this case. We're looking at the BJP accusing the Maharashtra government, the Shiv Sena, of siding with this cop Sachin Vaze. Sachin Vaze is an encounter specialist. He's encountered nearly 60 people over the years in various cases. He is supposed to be a confidant of Uddhav Thackeray, supposed to be a close aide of Uddhav Thackeray. These are, of course, allegations made by the BJP that Sachin Vaze is a close man, very close to Uddhav Thackeray, and it could be that Uddhav Thackeray is trying to protect him and shield him. These are the allegations coming in by the BJP. Of course, the Maharashtra government denying these allegations. On the other hand, you also have NCP chief Sharad Pawar now calling for a ministers' meeting for them to be discussing exactly the details of this case, because it's now having political ramifications and almost, of course, targeting the Maharashtra government, the Shiv Sena government. On the other hand, you have Sachin Vaze, who's currently in custody. He has filed a habeas corpus petition before the Bombay High Court challenging this arrest here, calling this arrest by the NIA as illegal. He claims that in his plea, he says that his arrest by the National Investigative Agency in this explosive case is entirely illegal on grounds that proper procedure was not really followed while arresting him. He says a lot of laxes by the NIA did not follow proper procedure while arresting him, and therefore he must be released, calls this arrest as illegal. Now, we're looking at several twists and turns. Like I did mention, India Today also has access to CCTV footage where it shows this Innova car coming out of the police headquarters where Sachin Vaze was present, and this is the same Innova car that fled with the accused. So what exactly happened? In fact, Sachin Vaze was leading the CIU unit and probing this case, the Ambani bomb scare case initially. So now, from an investigative officer to an accused, it's taken a whole U-turn with political fallout here that we see. Quickly cutting across to COVID-19 cases that we're looking at across the country. We're looking at cases on the rise. In fact, India has now recorded this year's highest COVID surge with 26,291 fresh infections reported in just the last 24 hours. Now, the last time India recorded was 26,000 cases, now about 291 cases more than previous days over the last year. This is almost the largest spike, a single day spike of COVID-19 cases in the country. The country is once again witnessing a resurgence, it appears, of COVID-19. Since the last month, India has recorded now so far 1,58,725 deaths, with 118 deaths reported in just the last 24 hours. This is the data that's been issued by the Health Ministry, and they say that the total active caseload in the country has now gone up. The active caseload as of this moment stands at 2,19,264. The recovery rate has dropped to 96.68% from 98%. So the recovery rate is indeed better, but we're looking at more number of COVID-19 cases. Just in the last 1 week, it appears that the numbers are suddenly spiraling. Now, Maharashtra, of course, alone has recorded 60% of this active COVID caseload in the country. It's the worst hit. The states also recorded 60,000 cases in just a day. Maharashtra has recorded in 1 day 16,000 COVID cases. Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu are among the other worst hit states. Now, if I can quickly run you through the numbers, we are looking at Andhra Pradesh at active cases now at 10,276. In fact, we're looking at 7,184 deaths. Here we're looking at Maharashtra, where we're looking at 1,26,231 active cases, deaths at 52,861. These are, of course, overall numbers. Kerala active cases now stands at 29,474. I beg your pardon, Andhra Pradesh active cases is 1,276 cases. And then you have Karnataka active cases at 8,364, and here we're looking at Tamil Nadu's active cases at 4,870. So we're looking at a rise in COVID-19 cases here across the country. It's a pan-India issue. Of course, the government is doing everything. The Karnataka government, B.S. Yediyurappa, has strictly warned that if you do not adhere to COVID-19 rules, there will be another lockdown, and that's inevitable. So you decide what you want to do. He's put the onus on the people at large. Of course, we are hoping that the government also penalizes strictly. If they're looking at anyone flouting COVID rules, you got to punish them, fine them, no masks, fine them, large gatherings, crack down on those gatherings there. This is the kind of vigilance we also expect. Of course, also requesting for people at large to have better sense. Better sense must prevail unless and until it works both ways. If the government is doing all that it can and the people aren't cooperating, it really wouldn't yield any result. So just help the government by you yourself being responsible. So we are looking at also now, just very recently, we're looking at civic body BMC, Mumbai civic body there, filing an FIR against actor Gauhar Khan. The FIR is because she has allegedly violated COVID-19 protocols. In fact, the FIR now has been slapped under section 269 of the IPC and 270 of the IPC at Oshiwara police station. The reason is the BMC claims that they were trying to ensure that she abides by the COVID-19 protocols, but she was refusing to do so. She didn't cooperate with the civic body and acted in a negligent manner. What exactly did she do? We're yet to hear from the BMC, but here we understand that the BMC officials went to her residence to put a home quarantine stamp at the door, but she refused to open the door at that time. So here is the BMC now slapping an FIR against her, against Gauhar Khan. Now, let me quickly cut across. We're looking at several updates coming in from West Bengal. Huge rallies that are being carried out in West Bengal. Before that, let me tell you, Suvendu Adhikari, the left-hand man of Mamata Banerjee at one point in time, a former left-hand man and TMC leader, now has switched to the BJP. He is fighting from his traditional seat of Nandigram. Mamata Banerjee, to challenge him, has said she will also stand from Nandigram. Suvendu Adhikari now today pulls up some dirt or skeletons out of Mamata Banerjee's closet and says he raises objections to Mamata Banerjee's nomination from Nandigram, saying that Mamata has not declared 6 criminal cases against her. Out of this involves 5 FIRs filed in Assam in 2018 and 1 CBI FIR that is against her. And Suvendu Adhikari appeals to the poll panel to take appropriate action. Now that she's lied in her declaration, this must be taken to task. Now, whether the Election Commission will step in and suspend her nomination, or will she be given a chance to actually declare all these discrepancies, that remains to be seen. Meanwhile, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee is holding huge rallies. We saw her just earlier today in Purulia district, where she was wheelchair bound, moved, her security personnel are moving her on a wheelchair, and this is of course garnering huge attention and a lot of sympathy also, undoubtedly, considering she says she's in pain and she's yet campaigning very fiercely on ground. BJP of course calling this just drama and trying to gain sympathy, accusing her trying to gain sympathy because according to them she is going to lose, and therefore she's coming out with this antics. Now, BJP in the meanwhile has asked for Mamata Banerjee's medical treatment to be made public. BJP says whatever treatment she's getting in the hospital, we just hope it's as per protocols and all that should be made public, because according to the BJP, they believe that this is all drama and that there is really nothing serious that's happened. Apart from that, the Election Commission has taken cognizance of security lapses on Mamata Banerjee. In fact, while she was in Nandigram and while this injury happened. Election Commission, who investigated into the matter, largely has said that there has been no attack or no conspiracy against Mamata Banerjee. She wasn't really pushed as per Mamata's claims that 4 to 5 men came towards her and pushed her. The Election Commission says, as per their observation here, they believe that she has not been attacked and there's no conspiracy involved, but there was indeed security lapse, and the security people who were around her, because Mamata Banerjee is a Z plus protectee. She should have had all her security guards right close to her and ensure that no such untoward incident took place. But at that point in time, Election Commission does admit that there has been a security lapse and therefore suspends one of her security guards, the closest, the SP. He has been suspended, Mr. Sahai. He has been suspended, and a fresh battery of security is now being arranged for Mamata Banerjee. So Mamata Banerjee, of course, in full swing, campaigning. While she campaigns parallelly, we are looking at Amit Shah also campaigning. 2 rallies that was held, but unfortunately for Amit Shah today, while he was supposed to be at Jhargram constituency. He was supposed to be flying down on an helicopter. Here, the BJP leaders claim that there was a technical snag that resulted in, stifling the helicopter at that point in time. The helicopter couldn't take off, and therefore, because of technical glitches, and therefore he had to address the rally virtually. But many of the points, we believe, in the next few days, Mamata Banerjee and Amit Shah's rallies will be crisscrossing each other. So it's going to be very interesting to see, because law and order situation is indeed a concern. Let's hope it all goes as per law and peacefully. That's all we're hoping. But it's very interesting to see the kind of fight we're looking at Mamata Banerjee and the BJP on the other side put up. Now we are looking at former Kolkata Mayor Sovan Chatterjee has now quit from the BJP after being denied a ticket in the upcoming assembly polls. On the contrary, even a TMC MLA has also quit, an actor. She also didn't get a ticket from TMC, and therefore she has quit. So we're looking at a lot of defections, a lot of resignations, particularly in the TMC, if I should say. Many of them who've already resigned and jumped to the BJP. We're looking at 1 or 2 from the BJP also resigning. It seems like a lot of them want some sort of recognition and in the form of a ticket this time. Now, while we're talking about West Bengal politics, let me tell you the heat on the coal smuggling case on Mamata Banerjee's nephew Abhishek Banerjee is now only mounting. Abhishek Banerjee's sister-in-law, Menka Gambhir, who is his wife Rujira's sister, Menka, her husband and her father-in-law, all of them have been summoned by the CBI. Several hours of interrogation has happened over this coal smuggling case, coal smuggling case, where the CBI is now involved and looking at a large thousands of crores scam that could have been carried out. Of course, allegations these are, probe is underway, but it seems like the CBI is now really upping its investigation. Let me cut across to Tamil Nadu, where we're looking at a huge political stage that's been set up with all the leaders, Edappadi Palaniswamy, MK Stalin and Kamal Hassan. All of them went and filed in their nominations today, so it's a big deal for Tamil Nadu. AIDMK just yesterday announced their manifesto, and what a grand manifesto. AIDMK, who is an ally of the BJP, first of all, has promised free washing machine to everyone. That itself it's taken aback the entire voter base of Tamil Nadu. They didn't expect that kind of gifts to be doled out. Apart from that, 2 GB free data for students, 6 cylinders a year free for every household, 1 government job free, for every household. In every house, each household will have assured 1 government job, 1 year maternity leave for women, and many loan waivers and whatnot. It is quite an attractive manifesto, undoubtedly. The DMK has also come up with it, but it seems like the AIDMK's doles are quite attractive, undoubtedly. Very important to note here is the AIADMK, which is the BJP's ally in Tamil Nadu, has said in its manifesto that they will fight against Citizenship Amendment Act. They will talk to the BJP and try to roll that back, will not implement CAA in Tamil Nadu. This, of course, we hear has irked the BJP, who's passed this law. Ironically, at least 12 of the MPs from the AIDMK in the parliament, while passing the law, had voted in favor of this legislation. But now it seems like right ahead of polls, the AIDMK is backtracking. Apart from that, we're looking at a quick word as I round up here. Charlie Hebdo, the cartoon of Charlie Hebdo magazine, has come up with a cartoon of Meghan Markle and Queen Elizabeth, where Queen Elizabeth in that cartoon is kneeling on the neck of Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle is, of course, Prince Harry's wife, the Duchess of Sussex, and this image almost invokes the death of Black American George Floyd, and this has raised a lot of controversy and a lot of hue and cry in the United Kingdom. The royal family, of course, very upset with this kind of portrayal, but nonetheless, this has been rolled out already. The cartoon that was published on Saturday is titled "Why Meghan Quit Buckingham," and Meghan is drawn to say, "Because I couldn't breathe. Because I couldn't breathe anymore." This is what has happened. All right, that's it for me. More or less have panned out all through the most of the stories that is making headlines today. I would like to wish you a safe day, because we're looking at cases of COVID-19 rising all across. So please do not let your guard down. When we know that a vaccination drive is on in full swing, but that does not mean you let your guard down, because we're seeing a spike and a spiral in infection rate just in the last 2-3 days. So be safe. Take care. Thank you.